the real map of the world. What if everything you've ever seen was just a crop screenshot? They gave us a globe, they gave us borders. They told us what was there and what wasn't, but old maps show land beyond land, continents that don't exist until you realise they were removed. The Earth, it's not the full version. It's a demo, a sandbox, a zoo. Every map you've ever seen was a choice, a decision to show some things and hide the rest. But centuries ago, they drew Earth differently, with more land, more names, more edges. And not just islands, continents. Where are they now? They weren't sunk, they weren't lost, they were erased. This is EMMSPIRACY, and this is part 1, the lands beyond the ice wall. Before NASA, the maps were bigger. Before satellite imaging, maps were drawn by explorers, navigators, royal cartographers, and they included things we're not allowed to talk about now. Continents labelled terra incognita, regions marked here be giants, oceans that didn't wrap around the globe but extended outward, and rings of land outside Antarctica. Even Mercator's original map, the one used to define modern geography, showed vast outer territories. 4 land masses at the North Pole, a ring of ice around the south, and expansion zones beyond both. The ice isn't the edge. It's the fence. Antarctica isn't a continent. It's a perimeter, a wall of ice that stretches in every direction. Not surrounding a sphere, but sealing a realm. Admiral Byrd once described flying beyond the South Pole and seeing a temperate zone, mountain ranges taller than the Rockies, lakes and animals, and land as large as the United States. But that wasn't part of any map. Not even now. Why? Because it wasn't inside. It was outside. The 1958 map that was never supposed to surface. There's a map that circulates quietly online, created in the late 1950s, written in Russian and titled The Extended Earth. It shows our known continents, Antarctica as a full ring, and over 30 land masses beyond the ice wall, some with names, some with city structures, some marked as restricted zones. Most dismissed it as fiction, until researchers realised the latitude and geometry are mathematically precise, almost too precise, like it was built from something real. We've been taught to believe in a globe, a floating rock, a spinning story. But what if we're not on a planet? What if we're in a system, a realm with gates? And beyond those gates are civilizations that never join the lie. This is EMMSPIRACY, and the map they gave you was just the login screen. It's the most protected place on Earth, not because it's dangerous, but because it's off limits. You can't buy land there, you can't explore freely. And no country is allowed to claim it, not even the ones who fight over everything else. Why? Because it's not just ice. It's the gate, and this is the treaty, the gate, and the lands you're not allowed to visit. In 1959, 12 nations, including the US, USSR, UK, and more, suddenly agreed on something. They signed the Antarctic Treaty, a document that bans all military activity, prohibits mining and private land claims, requires strict permits for access, and allows joint inspections between rival governments. No war, no ownership, no conflict, on a continent with no native population that's frozen 24/7. It wasn't peace, it was containment. Why all this for just ice? There's no oil boom, no gold rush, no major colonization. Instead, there's silence, surveillance, and airspace restrictions that raise red flags everywhere. Every flight path is curved around Antarctica, not over it. Satellites avoid it. And if you get too close, the military shows up. So what exactly are they protecting? Nothing? Or something ancient that still breathes beneath the snow? Not everyone believed the map. Some went to see for themselves. And many never came back. Others came back changed. They spoke of land where there should be ocean, mountains not listed on any modern database, lights in the sky where no base exists, sudden loss of GPS, radio and memory. Some were ridiculed, some were discredited, and some vanished from public record completely. Almost like the ice knew when someone was getting too close. Ask yourself, why can you buy property on every continent except Antarctica? Why is it illegal to claim, mine, or settle in the most remote place on Earth? Because ownership implies discovery, and discovery requires truth. They didn't want pioneers, they wanted silence, like something classified slipping through the cracks. Every wall has a door, every treaty hides a fear. And the further you drift toward Antarctica, the more the world starts to glitch. Your compass spins, the wind hums wrong, the maps fall apart. Why does the UN logo look like that? Why is Earth's map always curved, even when it's just a digital model? Why do flat Earth, globe Earth, hollow Earth all miss the one thing no one talks about? What's outside the wall? This is EMMSPIRACY, and this is the cosmic egg, extra territories, and the map hidden in plain sight. This isn't flat, this isn't round, this is something else. Ancient mystics, philosophers, and secret orders described Earth not as a planet, but as a realm inside a larger container, The cosmic egg. Inside it, land at sky, waters above and below a central sun, and rings of land expanding outward, each one sealed by a gate. You're not on a spinning rock. You're in a multi-layered frequency dome. Look at this certain logo. A flat azimuthal projection of Earth surrounded by 2 olive branches, no Antarctica, no curve, and 33 grid sectors slicing through the known continents. This is a map of containment, of grid lines, of order. Not a map for travel, a map for control. Now ask yourself, why are they using a flat realm projection as their official symbol? Because it's not a symbol, it's a reminder for those who know. The outer realms. There are theories, very old ones, about extra territories outside the Antarctic ring. They go by many names. Hesperides, Hyperborea, the Iron Republic. The lands of the Phoenix, Eden restored, they are said to be inaccessible except through vibration or passage, occupied by beings who never fell under surface control, and governed by natural law, not artificial systems. These lands weren't destroyed, they were hidden. And if Antarctica is the perimeter, then what's outside the cage? What the ancients really meant? There are many rooms in my father's house. The earth sits upon pillars. Beyond the wall lies the land of fire. The sun does not rise everywhere. These weren't metaphors, they were coordinates, clues left behind by those who escaped the edit. The ancients weren't confused. We're the ones with amnesia. You've been given a map, not to guide you, but to keep you from wandering. But wander anyway, because the real world, it doesn't end at the edge. You've felt it before, that strange ache, that sense you've been somewhere but can't recall where. You're not wrong. Because beyond the edge, there are lands the world forgot, not just forbidden by governments, but sealed from your memory. This is EMMSPIRACY, and this is the Forgotten Lands and the Memory Seal, the land of the Black Sun. In some old scrolls and occult maps, there's a land beyond the ice ring, where the sky glows violet. The sun is darker, and time flows differently. It's not fiction, it's called the realm of the Black Sun. Not evil, not light, just ancient. It's said this region contains energy fields not found on the surface, beings who never entered the human system, and records of the real history, the one we've been edited out of. And this place, you may have seen it, but you don't remember yet. There's a theory that every soul who enters this Earth system passes through a veil. It does 2 things. Wipes direct memory of prior worlds, locks coordinates that would allow return, but some cracks are appearing, through dreams, through déjà vu, through sudden recognition of symbols you've never studied. It's not fantasy, it's leakage. And once the seal weakens, you start to remember where you came from, and worse, where you're supposed to go back to. You've been there before? Some of you will remember. The crystal structures, the warm lands beyond the frost, the purple sky, the central spire, the gates made of resonance, not metal. And you've been told that's imagination. But why does it feel older than your life here? Because maybe this isn't your first time in the grid, or in the memory that haunts you, but is where you came from. The Earth is not what you think. It's larger, it's layered, and it's sealed, but not perfectly. The pulse is changing, the edges are glitching, and the memory is leaking through. This is EMMSPIRACY, and the place you've been looking for was never on the map.